Hello, everybody. I'm Jaret Reddick, and this is a podcast. Jaret Goes to the Movies. Hopefully you have seen or heard one of my many musical endeavors, and if you have, then you know how much I love movies. This is movie commentary with no movie knowledge. This podcast is me and my friend Rich talking about movies that we like, but my name's on it because I'm famous. This is Jaret Goes to the Movies. Still. Okay, we're starting now.
Those days were amazing, you know. Being a kid, you know, what else was I to do but to live the dragon, you know? I mean, I'd study the music note for note. I read every interview, copied every outfit, every move, you know, every look. And I think basically, you know, my pursuit of perfection was relentless because I think at that stage the music deserved that.
Hello, everybody. My name is Jaret, and this is a podcast called Jaret Goes to the Movies. It is a pleasure to be here with you guys today. This week, we're talking about the movie Rockstar. Now, we were baited into this by a friend. Now, with me, as always, is my friend Rich.
Hello.
And with us, and she's been sort of intermittent the last few weeks.
I know, what's up with that?
We have really missed her, is the love of my life, Mrs. Casey and the Sunshine Band. Give it up for Casey and the Sunshine Band.
Oh my God, I'm so glad you said my name. I was getting nervous there.
Yeah, it is. It's good to have you back, baby, and we're so glad you're here. So, Rich, explain how this movie came about, if you don't mind, because I think we have some plugs to do.
I was once in a band called East of Eden.
We've heard about them.
Right.
You had you had nice curly hair, and it was shoulder length. And
Eventually.
Yeah,
it started
you got
really
there.
short.
When you would take a shower, would you look in the mirror and be like, here's how long my hair really is?
Right.
Would you do that?
No,
like,
I would
see
put
if you
it
could
up.
reach it and shit?
I would put it up in a hat until it dried, so it was like the full length.
I see.
I never let it go curly.
No.
And my drummer for that band, her name is April Samuels, who is now the Metal Shop drummer.
In the Dallas area, right. Yeah. Metal Shop, we've talked about this before, is a franchise. Metal Shop started in L.A., became Metal School. Lots of friends. In fact, a member of the cast of this movie, Ralph Sands, was in all three, as well as Atomic Punks, a tribute to Van Halen. And we'll talk about him a little bit later, too. But Metal Shop is a character-based metal band that they play metal songs and they pretend like they're stuck in some area or whatever. And the band Steel Panther is the band that took that to international stardom. Yeah. And Bowling for Soup will be touring with them in October. That's super exciting. So April was supposed to be here. She could not be here for reasons that she could not help. However, as she was going to be a guest of the show, she does have a charity. She feels very, very passionately about her fight against breast cancer, and so we'd like to give them a plug. BreastCancerCanStickIt.com. Casey and I had been together for a few months, and she was like, yeah, I've got to make some kissing booths, and I've got to volunteer at these kissing booths. And I'm like, what are we doing again? Like, what's happening with all of this? And so she and her dad made some kissing booths for April's charity, and it was completely innocent, and they turned out so good. And you're just such an amazing little artist, and God, I love you.
Amazing little artist. That's what he tells all the kids, too.
Yeah,
it's amazing.
all the kids.
He was looking at me when he said that.
This week, we're talking about the movie Rockstar. There are so many things in this movie that I hope I don't miss any of them. I have stories about actors. I have stories about situations. I have stories about all of it. Then I have other people's stories about actors and other people's stories about situations. And then there's a movie that happens.
And stories that you're not allowed to say around me, I'm assuming.
There are 100% stories that I will not tell because Casey's here. So there's that too. But you know what? I'm glad that I got to go back and watch it. It wouldn't have been one that I picked. And I think that's what makes our podcast a little bit different from everybody else's, is that the movies are chosen. It could be chosen by me. It could be chosen by Rich. It could be chosen by Casey. It could be chosen by a fan, a guest, whatever. I mean, or a Patreon supporter. If you're a fan of the podcast, I should point out that you can go to patreon.com, search for Jaret Goes to the Movies, and you can be a bigger part of the podcast than you already are. And by listening, you're already a big part of this. Rockstar, it came out in 2001. The lead singer of a tribute band becomes lead singer of the real band he idolizes. Now, apparently this is sort of a takeoff on Ripper, who became the singer of Judas Priest.
You call him Ripper because he's a friend of yours?
I call him Ripper because that's what they called him. I don't know. What was his real name? Like,
he has a full name.
Who gives a shit? They called him Ripper in the band. Like that's all. All I know is as we were looking through this and Mark Wahlberg was riding in a Batmobile and shit, I looked at Casey and I was like, this is not how Ripper's situation went. This did not happen like this at all. They were playing fucking clubs
right.
and shit. Like it did not go
this was on the way down.
As well. Yeah. You know, but
no, I'm glad they didn't do the true story that everyone got pissed off about them not doing the true story. Like he got mad. He wishes this movie wasn't made. Judas Priest was mad about it. Halford was mad about
Everybody runs from it, but it is a good story in that, you know, you follow this guy who's a good person. He has great parents. He's got values. He's a good brother. And he's a good boyfriend for the most part. And then, you know, he has a bit of a fucking stumble while his dreams are coming true. And he comes back to reality. Whoop, the goes rabbit. He's so mad, but he won't give up that. Did you know that was coming, Casey?
No, but that was a different movie.
Oh, fuck. That was 8 Mile. Son of a bitch. Different rock star. That was about Eminem.
You want me to?
No. Keep killing it, Rich. You're fucking murdering right now.
Clip.
This is great. All right, so this movie stars a shitload of people.
Thank you.
And I thought maybe we would go into this as we went, just because to me there are so many of these that have meaning. No, it's okay. So I'll say, so Rich has it listed for me as this. Real actors, Mark Wahlberg, Jennifer Aniston. I just can't
What
stop.
are you trying to say?
I think that was Freudian. I think because I was saying ass. Right, I'm sorry about that. Dominic West, Timothy
Oliphant.
Love him.
Which guy do you like? Who is that?
Justified.
He's the guy that looks like the guy from Seventh Heaven.
A little bit.
Oh, is he Justified?
Yeah, that's Justified.
That's who that is?
Yes.
Holy shit, that's amazing.
A little bit. Are you kidding me? I'm pulling up pictures.
Timothy Spall and Jason Fleming. And then the rest of it is rock stars and shit.
Real rock stars. Zakk Wylde.
Real
Jeff
rock
Pilson.
stars.
Zakk Wylde, who obviously is in Ozzy Osbourne. We got Jeff Pilson from Dokken.
Well, and also Zakk Wylde from Black Label Society. Jason Bonham from Led Zeppelin. Yeah.
Well, Led Zeppelin's original drummer's son.
Yeah, but I feel like I think at this point we're supposed to give him Led Zeppelin because that's what he does. But he was also in Bonham. Do you know the big hit from Bonham?
The one song?
Yeah, do you know it?
No, I don't remember it.
All that I can do is wait for you. That was their big song.
Who was the singer? Was it the Malmsteen singer?
Doesn't matter.
Okay.
Also, Blas Elias from Slaughter, maybe the best looking person ever in the history.
Is it Blas?
It's Blas Elias.
Huh.
Brian Vander Ark. Now, our guest today is Brian Vander Ark from the band The Verve Pipe. Man,
how did we land this?
I had so much fun talking to him, and the way that we landed this was one of our producers, David Murray, and he's a producer because he's a supporter on Patreon, had just had him. Brian does all these house concerts. Sometimes he does 2 or 3 in a day. And he does a concert in your house, and it's a full-on show, and you have your friends over, and that's the thing. And he had just been to David's house. I've also done a house concert at David's house. And he was just like, you know what? This guy was in Rockstar. Maybe he would want to talk about it. I had a 70-minute conversation with Brian Vander Ark, and it was amazing. He's such a good dude, but we will be playing some of that conversation here on this podcast, and the rest of it you can hear on the Jaret Show podcast, the next one that comes out. So just go to iTunes and check that out. Other cast members that are very notable are Nick Catanese, also of Black Label Society. Zakk Wylde brought him in. Myles Kennedy, who is a fucking amazing musician from Alter Bridge and Slash. Ralph Sands, who we mentioned earlier, he is from Steel Panther now. I'll be touring with him in October. That guy can fucking literally sound like any metal guy.
It's crazy. Is Steel Panther a playoff of Steel Dragon?
You know what?
I
wondered that too, and I wondered that I had never thought of it before. And I actually didn't even know that Ralph was in this movie until we walked in here and I saw his name on the cast on the sheet that you put in front of me.
Right.
So I think it would have to be. I mean, because their whole thing was they had
too much of a coincidence for it.
Yeah, and they were so huge. It's like every Tuesday night they were selling out whatever club they played in LA. every Wednesday night.
Which
They're
is
selling
hard.
out every fucking club they played in Las Vegas. And I mean, it was nuts and big money. It was like this huge thing. And then they started writing their own songs. And I think it got to the point where they had to do something. And what would be more hilarious than doing a name based on what it was that the one movie you were in? Because Ralph had obviously done a bunch of stuff. And, actually, and Satchel from the band, his real name is Russ. He was roommates with Paul Gilbert. They grew up together, and they're both shredders. And
Paul Gilbert is
the guitar player for
Linus's.
No, not Linus.
Oh, Mr. Big.
Okay,
Mr.
Big.
I knew that, but I'm
Linus
saying
was his bass player.
In Racer X?
Linus was his bass player and Paul Gilbert. But Paul Gilbert was in Racer X and Mr. Big.
Mr. Big, right.
Yeah.
Are you quizzing? Is this a quiz?
Well, I thought that's what you wanted me to do.
But I knew all the stuff you were trying to see if I knew.
I get it now.
Okay.
Yeah. Fuck. Do you know who you missed
Who'd I miss?
on this list? Stephen Jenkins, the singer of Third Eye Blind, plays.
Oh, no. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't miss him. It wasn't listed to where I saw him.
But he's in it. He has more lines than half the people
That's
listed.
true.
And
That's
he
true.
killed it. And dude, my Stephen Jenkins story is killer. But I will save it.
Are you friends with him?
I am not friends with him, but I will say that
Okay.
we have been friendly at times. And I don't mean like he didn't touch me, like where it counts or anything like that. Rockstar Wives, Rachel Hunter, who
I forgot about her.
Yep, I've also had a moment with her of across a blackjack table, and she's just way taller than me. Heidi Mark and Carrie Stevens. Man.
Heidi Mark can fucking act.
Oh, that's the girl who's.
Yeah, we'll talk about it later, but she can act.
Yeah, we'll talk about that as we go.
Rob, you're not nailing the squeal.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Play it like that. That's a ping, not a squeal, man.
Sounds just like the tape, man.
No, raunchier. Again, please.
Yes.
That was great. Thank you.
That was great.
No, that was definitely. They were all squeals.
They weren't all squeals.
They're all
The
squeals.
first one was the ping.
That was not a ping. Secondly, you have the king of squeal in the band. Zakk Wylde is the king of the squeal.
He
So
invented
Yeah, he
squeal.
is.
If you don't know his history, he came about as, Ozzy had run the gamut of guitar players. He had people come in, he had people die, like all of this. And Zakk came in on No Rest for the Wicked, and Ozzy changed his sound due to this motherfucker who came in.
Yeah.
He's like 18-year-old skinny kid with
Skinny,
really
beautiful,
long,
like-
just like long
He's a
hair.
good-looking kid.
Yeah,
I
totally.
changed my sound for him
And
too.
he would just like, and like,
Did anyone do it like that before him?
no, he literally changed everything.
I
The
could hear
way
that,
that metal
squeal
guitars-
every couple bars. and be
100%.
totally fine with it.
He changed the way that metal guitarists thought about that style of music for sure. Now, it was at a turn where people were getting a little heavier. Anthrax was a thing at the time, but even they were copying what Zakk was doing. I mean, he was killing.
He was killing.
Yeah, he was killing it.
I wore that cassette tape out.
No Rest for the
yeah,
Wicked. What was
God,
your
yeah.
favorite song on No Rest for the Wicked? Crazy
No.
Babies.
No, I could listen to the whole thing.
Okay.
But Bloodbath in Paradise
That's
was
a fucking great song.
It is a great
You know
song.
what? You got the answer to that question right, Rich.
Yay.
Fantastic.
Thank you.
I was a little
in
concerned you didn't have
paradise,
an answer.
and there's nowhere you can run to, baby. So good.
Very good. So I was totally like this guy.
You were
in my
what?
band. I was totally like this guy in my band.
Okay, so if you guys did covers, everything had to be exactly right.
And I swear to God, I've said this before. April, you're not hitting the kick with the bass.
Did April tell you to go fuck yourself? Because I could see that
No,
happening.
she got frustrated with me though. But I was perfectionist. I wanted it to sound exactly like it was supposed to sound. And when we play it live, don't play a different solo. Don't just jump up and down on the kicks whenever you fucking feel like it.
Right.
You hit the kicks with the fucking bass.
So I actually was the same. I was a drummer when I was a kid. I started out as a drummer. So my cover band days were pretty much as a drummer, then a singer, and then started writing my own shit. But as a drummer, I actually wanted it to be so exact. I used to chart my drums. I literally wrote them out.
Yeah.
I'm
Why
not
wouldn't
kidding.
you?
Wrote them out, and I had a music stand next, and I have photos of this, like me fucking 15 years old in a band with 22-year-old dudes, and my shit is charted, and I'm playing it exactly right.
Why wouldn't you?
Every cymbal, and then I'm getting mad at myself if I fucking hit a cymbal crash or this fill isn't right. Every fill was exactly right, and really, to be honest, it didn't fucking matter. Like, people knew the song, and I learned that later. Like, it really, all you had to do was...
I think it's the attitude that matters.
Sure.
It's the attitude that comes through. Okay, you don't hit every note, but it's the fact that you have that quality that you were striving for. That comes through, I think.
I think this. I think the...
the opposite.
No. I actually don't. No, but I do think this. I think there's a difference between paying tribute and covering. And I think that comes across in this band.
Well, we didn't even do covers.
Yeah.
Well, it was, here's what we wrote, here's what we practiced. And so if you're not doing what we practiced, why practice? If you're just going to do whatever you want to do when it's a live show, what's the point of us even spending 3 days a week on this? I don't know.
You were playing keyboards, so there's not a lot of room to improvise, is what you're saying. So, like, everybody else in the band could improvise, but you're playing keyboards. There's not a lot of room to move around.
Tell that to Jordan Rudess.
Is what you're saying. To who?
Jordan Rudess.
Yeah, I don't know who the fuck that is, and nobody else does either.
The newer keyboard player for Dream Theater.
The new guy in Dream Theater, which is fucking living.
Probably can run circles around most guitar players.
And he still lives with his parents. Thank God his parents still have a house. Jesus Christ.
My dad bought it from someone who knows Dragon's Drum Town.
Look, I hate to break it to you, but your dad got ripped. First of all, the lapels are supposed to be blue. There's no green in the embroidery. As a matter of fact, can anybody here honestly say that they've ever seen Bobby Beers with a jacket with red lapels?
No, Chris, I can't.
I don't think so.
Hey, maybe you can make me some pants like his. Or did your girlfriend already rip out the seats in the Dodge?
Oh, no, I could make you a pair of those. But first, you got to tell me what you're shoving there to make people think you're a guy.
Oh, this is me, baby.
1, this parking lot situation used to fucking actually exist. 2, getting hot chicks to pass out your flyers was a fucking thing. 3, that's fucking Stephen Jenkins from Third Eye Blind, and he's murdering the role. He's killing it. Like, he's so good in this. He's so fucking good. Everything about him is just like, this guy still lives with his parents.
This is the 80s hair metal equivalent of a fucking West Side Story pirouette snap battle in the middle of the streets. Like, I cannot stand this. The fact that I know this was actually a culture is embarrassing. And I'm
4,
sorry.
my grandmother used to make my clothes.
I know
I used
she
to
did.
send her pictures of whoever I wanted it to look like that week. And she would fucking go and buy the pattern and make me a Juan Crocier from Rat shirt with fringe on the sleeves and a fucking tuxedo cuff. And it was untucked, but I would belt it.
But did you ever, like, battle it out with the Rat tribute band in the parking lot of the mall and been like, did your grandma add sequins?
We definitely
did.
I used to call everything Battle of the Bands, and all bands hated each other.
Was Poser a thing back then?
It wasn't really. I mean,
see, Poser was a thing when, like,
Poser was like a late 80s thing and maybe early 90s thing that happened, and that would just be like if you
pretended you listened to music.
Correct. So if you wore a shirt of a band that nobody
you couldn't
thought
name any songs.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That was a big offense, actually. But
yeah.
For me, I never participated in that. I was super focused and hyper focused on being
on the sequins under your armpits that the shirt your grandma made. You had a hyper focus. Those things will snag your armpit hairs.
Jesus Christ! And I was trying to play drums with that shit. Like, what if my hair was ratted? If it got caught in there, I could have fucking been scalped.
It is hard for me to watch all these 80s movies because I love 80s movies. I was raised on 80s movies. I can say 80s movies because I wasn't alive, but, like, it's funny for me to think, like, the girls with the big teased hair that, like, talk in unison were probably really a fucking thing, right? Like, that's a thing.
Yeah.
100%. Yeah, that was definitely a thing. And all the girls looked exactly the same. They all dressed the same, but all the dudes did too, you know?
But it was a different thing.
Let's talk Jennifer Aniston before we go any further. She's almost 50. And she may be 50. Isn't she 50 now?
I'm sure she's 50, yeah.
She's a vampire.
She fucking looks exactly the same.
Actually, a little better than she looks.
Right. And we will
Jaret
discuss
likes
that.
older ladies.
We will discuss that with Brian Vander Ark from the Verve Pipe later in the show.
Okay. She did look a little too old for him.
What I thought was funny is there's a scene that takes place with the other band wives, and she goes,
Yeah. When I'm your age.
when I'm your age, and the girl, and she's like, what, 23? And she's like, eh. And I'm like, I look at Casey, I'm like, isn't she like 32 right
Yeah,
here?
something.
Like,
I know, I'm like, she looks older than me in this, but
Yeah, well, this was supposed to star Brad Pitt.
oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, he was offered the role, and I guess for whatever reason,
they actually
couldn't do
turned him down because he didn't have as many options for nipples to be pierced.
That's true.
Is correct. Nice, Casey. Score for you. Everybody,
Score.
she gets an extra Kleenex.
Although, I don't know what she's talking about.
Well, we will discuss that in just a few minutes.
Okay. So they're outside. They're going to the concert. He goes into the concert.
They go in.
They're front stage.
They're stoked.
He's singing,
Yep.
the high notes,
How
and the
did he
guy's
get that
looking over at him.
close with that many people
The
already
thing
ahead of
is
him?
that you no, but you
I mean, I can
always
weasel my way to
buy
the
the
front.
good ticket. Like, and
But it's
I.
general
But it was
admission.
standing room.
Who knows that?
I do. Everybody was standing.
Here's how you do it. I used to be the guy that could sing anything or whatever. People just let you through. I swear to God, it's a thing. Like,
Yeah,
it's
'cause
like,
you give them
it's
hand
this
jobs.
guy
I
going,
know.
and then you just give everybody hand jobs on the way through. And then, and
It's like skiing, all the way to the front.
I swear to God, that was my joke. I was about to do that.
All right, you two.
This is why
You can both have the joke.
No, this is why I love her so much. I was just like, I just did hand jobs and then I'm doing the motion. All of a sudden, I'm sliding. Front row.
No, mine was funnier. Yours had too much
Yeah.
details.
God damn it.
Yeah, I liked hers too.
Shut up.
Too many details.
Okay, genius. Who's buried in the Grant's tomb?
Can't we all agree it's just a little bit twisted that you're still living at home
on.
and stealing Ma's makeup?
Who the hell's buried in Grant's
I
tomb?
mean, Christ, Dad, how much longer are you going to put up with this bullshit?
That's what I thought.
Isn't a rock star fantasy thing something you're supposed to grow out of, like, around 14?
Oh, maybe if I get really lucky, I'll get to grow up and listen to Air Supply and wear jackboots. Like you.
What's wrong with Air Supply?
Nothing if you're the cop from the Village People.
Good one. You know what the sickest thing is about you, little man? The sickest thing about you is that you don't have any fantasies of your own. You fantasize about being somebody else, wearing somebody else's clothes, singing somebody else's songs.
First of all, his bedroom. Oh, wait. Do I love my brother? Is that what you're going to say?
I've been waiting for that.
I was
this
just
whole
going to
thing.
tell you to get a haircut.
Oh, you son of a bitch.
Okay, Satan
His
Legion.
bedroom was 100% my bedroom. That's what it looked like. It was
When
covered.
you were 35, like him in this movie.
No, it just looks like it does now. It was literally magazine, but like there was no wall space. There was no paint that showed even the ceiling.
Mine
And
was like that.
I would hang up fucking people that I didn't even know who they were just based upon like, well, someone said something nice about them. They must be great.
I had Star Wars curtains.
Oh my God, of course
Oh,
you
I
did.
heard about the Star. You told us about the Star Wars curtains.
Jesus Christ.
No, I had. They used to whenever they'd send out Guitar World, they always had like a centerfold, like 4-fold poster of like whatever their like guitar player of the month was, and that's what mine was, all the way across my walls.
When I was popular in Kansas, I did get a few magazines and I hung up the rock stars.
Do you think about those days a lot, like being popular in Kansas? No.
Just when I'm here.
Just while you're here in this room.
Well, he was popular in Kansas after his brother made him get rid of the Star Wars curtains. Is that what I'm remembering?
No, not my
Feels
brother.
like
My
that's
brother
what
wasn't even born yet. Or no, he'd just been born. He's like
Just for my own sanity, what is wrong with Air Supply? I don't really have a problem with them. I'm going to be honest. I fucking love Air Supply. I had the 8-track. I had all that shit. I like it.
Look, anyone that can make love out of nothing at all.
Right?
Right? My parents were not like these parents, by the way.
These parents
That
are the
is
fucking
Jared's
best.
mom.
Now, I mean, listen, I look at this movie and I actually, I fucking love this guy's, I love his whole journey. I think it's perfect.
Yeah, it's awesome.
It's perfect.
Yeah, I like that he wasn't like, you know, his parents going, "You need to get a job."
Exactly.
Like that's stupid. Like they liked him. He had a job.
And
he was
also,
doing
it's
his
sort
thing.
of
He had-
unrealistic too, man.
Well,
It's
yeah,
like,
he was working at the place with the copy machine.
Yeah,
and he had his
he's
thing
doing
going,
good.
but he just had his dreams, and they were just like, whatever. Like, I
yeah,
like that.
and they like this, and I love the fact that his dad is like, you know, did they do this? He's like, no, they haven't done that since '79. He's like, I really like that song. You're like, I mean, that's cool. That's how my mom was back then, because she would just be like, are y'all gonna do Talk Dirty to Me? And I'd be like, yeah, we're gonna do Talk Dirty to Me. She goes, I love that song. You know, I mean,
Mom would
we'd
still
fucking
say that 100%.
we would play the shit out of that song back then.
I'm really sad April couldn't make it tonight because her parents are these parents. They came to every show. They were dressed up nice, and they just rooted us on every single time. They would videotape us and stuff. They'd take the video camera and videotape us. They were just like these parents.
You know what's funny is back then
we practiced at their house.
You didn't have a lot of those parents. Now you do. You know, now parents are like, "Yeah, I support all this," and kids just don't know what it was like.
I know what it's like.
Do you?
Yeah, I mean, like I wasn't in a band, but I did have a mom that was going, "Turn that devil shit off out of your bedroom. The devil howling under your doors." I'd be like, all right, well, you know, it was just Linkin Park, so that wasn't that big of a
The
deal.
mascara?
On my eye?
Oh my God, he's an idiot.
He didn't see the movie, apparently.
Did you not see the movie?
Yeah, I saw the fucking movie. You're doing the bit on the copy machine thing. We're like, that's what's. We don't actually. This is a podcast, Rich. They can't fucking see you, asshole.
All you got to say is, I'm in a band.
Yeah. Jesus Christ.
That was your only line.
Say your one line.
No, but I get that now. I'm in a pop punk band. Fucking Billy Joe Armstrong started wearing eyeliner, and now people are like, "Oh, pop punk guys wear eyeliner." I'm like, I have never worn eyeliner. People are like,
I didn't know any
yes,
really
you
in here.
have, and I'm like, I fucking really haven't. Actually, I've never done it.
No,
Yes, you did.
No, I have not.
They didn't put any eyeliner on you at all in any of the music videos.
Oh, well, that doesn't count.
Oh, if I was dressed up like a girl?
Like Vince Neil.
In what music video? Come on.
1985.
No, absolutely not.
No eyeliner.
No, absolutely. Oh, wait. Yes, I was dressed up as Vince Neil.
Yeah, no shit. Why are you yelling at me?
Yeah, goddamn it. Okay, fuck. But I was.
Hey, Rich, I gotta go. All right.
I love you, baby.
I know.
I gotta go.
All right, let's get on with this movie. Let's talk about the nipple piercing. Do you know that Mark Wahlberg has a third nipple? So
That's what I was saying.
It actually shows it. The funny thing is this. I didn't know
That's
that.
not a third nipple.
Yes,
it's a nubbin.
It's
it's
100%.
a third nipple.
It's a third
legitimate,
nipple.
a medical third nipple.
He 100% has a medical third nipple. You can Google it right now.
Actually, this was the topic of conversation on me and Jaret's very first date.
True. And he has a fucking third nipple.
It was Vince Neil's plastic surgery and Marky Mark's third nipple.
Yep. True story.
And that's why we're in love now.
It's my nubbin.
It's a third fucking
Have you
nipple.
not seen Friends?
No.
Either of you?
No.
I forgot. I have seen
Chandler
all of them.
has a third nipple and he calls it his nubbin.
Okay.
Yeah, well,
see,
Marky
don't throw
Mark does
everybody
too.
off.
So does everybody. You too?
She's icing his nipple, and I'm like,
Everyone else in the world has seen Friends.
No, but everyone else in the world knows that Marky Mark has the third nipple. It was on VH1
So which one was she
pop-up
icing?
videos.
She was icing the second one.
No, yeah, number 2.
Number 2 of the 3. What constitutes a third nipple if it can't be visually seen as a
It's
nipple?
a nipple. It might look like a mole, but it's a nipple.
Does stuff come out of it?
Does stuff come out of your nipples?
No, the reason
That's a fantastic
I have a reason
question.
I'm asking
One
because
time-
I dated a girl
I'm not
who
saying you
had
could-
like
It's like a fucking-
bump underneath, and you could squeeze the bump all day long, and stuff would just keep coming out of it.
Okay, was that like a pimple?
Yeah, that
That's
sounds
what
like a
I said.
pimple.
She says no. You can just keep doing it, and just stuff will
I mean,
just
what
keep
did the
coming out.
stuff
coming-
look like, though?
It was like pus.
Okay,
Okay,
that's a pussy
disgusting.
pimple.
And
That's a
but it
pimple.
wasn't a pimple. It was always there, and you could whenever
That's
you
like
wanted
a boil
to.
or some shit.
Yeah,
No,
that's
but
not a
whenever you
lactating
wanted
nipple.
to, you
Ugh.
could keep squeezing and squeezing.
Why
and
would you
squeezing.
want to, though? You guys would use that for lube
You
or
don't
some
like.
shit? Or
You
what?
don't like
How
popping
did that
pimples?
how
I
did
don't
that come
fucking-
up
Are
Are
in
you the only
conversation?
person in the world that doesn't?
I do not like popping pimples.
Oh, really?
No. I
I'll
do
pop a
not.
pimple.
Yeah, right.
But I wouldn't pop a never-ending pimple under my new girlfriend's boob for like without any explanation.
Who said it was a new girlfriend?
One time I
said a
woke up
girl?
next to a
No.
girl,
A girl?
and she had hairy nipples, and I was stoked.
If you have hairy nipples and you're a girl, please do something about it.
No, why? Just be natural. Like, fuck it.
Okay. If you're dating Jaret, be natural.
Nobody's going to date me.
Oh, that's true.
That's right. He better start dating me before he starts dating anybody else.
So then everyone needs to take care of it.
Why?
Because you're taken already.
It's just
and
natural.
you're the only person on earth that would be okay with that.
I think I was okay with it. I think it's fine. What do you
Really?
think, Casey? Hairy
About-
nipples?
Hairy nipples? I don't know much about hairy nipples unless we're talking back about like
Look, if you
Things
want
you've
any
had in your butt,
attention
but-
to your nipples,
Things you've had in your butt? Is that what you said?
I'm just laughing. I'm joking about pre-show. I don't know. I've never really encountered a lot of nipples that weren't hairy because I'm a girl.
we do a pre-show before
straight girl,
we
I guess.
record the podcast every Tuesday at 8 Central on Facebook. So if you want to listen to the hijinks, then join us there.
What was that, man?
What was what?
There's no solo break after the chorus. They don't care. That's not how the song goes. Dude, I know how the song goes. Well, if you know how it goes, then play it right. Chris, you were taking this shit too seriously. That's right, I take this shit really seriously because the music deserves to be taken seriously. If you don't take it seriously, you don't deserve to play it.
That's awesome that they muted the music just in time for them to have that conversation.
Right, you're exactly right. Yeah. You realize that you could literally hear nothing up there talking to one.
Not a thing.
Eric tries to talk to me all the time. And I have to hold my, you know how,
after 20 years?
What's the little, all the time. What's the little thing that protrudes from before your ear?
The staphylos.
Is that what it is for real? Jesus Christ, that would have been amazing. I have to hold that thing in as tight as I can, and he just screams in my ear, and then I don't care what he says. I just go, yeah. And then we just continue on with the, yeah, that's just it. That's whatever. But apparently the guy from Justified, which I can't fucking believe that's that guy.
Did you really?
And now I'm putting it all together. And Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch have a conversation and a full fight. But between lines, they keep rocking.
Yes.
Until all of a sudden the Justified guy doesn't.
This is my mic stand. I'm taking it. These are my cables.
I'll get you guys some new cables.
No, don't even think I'm coming back.
I don't.
Yeah, well, that's because I'm not.
Good.
Look, I'm serious. If I leave now, I'm not coming back.
Did you just say that? Shut up, Bradley.
Dude, that's like take my football and go home, right?
Yeah, definitely.
So I had a couple of instances like that. So the thing in Wichita Falls where I grew up it was really hard to find a singer for so long. I mean, you could just never find anybody that could sing. And actually, to be really, really fair, it's because we all changed music so much. As we'd be like, hey, man, we need a singer that can go, wah! And then we were like, we need like a singer that can be like, chopped it high. You know, like we wanted all of that shit. Like you had to be able to do it all.
Yeah.
There was not like not a lot of guys that could sing. And so, I eventually moved from the drums and went and started singing and had no idea what I was doing and just trying to keep the band together. And our bass player went and played drums. And from that point, we just went bass player to bass player to bass player. But three times in Terminal Season's career, we had a bass player in there playing on another guy's shit. And the guy walked in and saw him playing on his stuff. 3 times it happened.
Oh, my God.
And boy,
3 different bass players?
Uh-huh. And boy, was it uncomfortable.
I'm sure it was.
So if any of you guys are listening to this, sorry about that.
Look, I talked to the guys, and if you still want to manage us, I mean, it's okay with us.
Rob, I'm a businesswoman. And rule number 1 in this business is you go where the talent is. And all the fucking talent that was in this band has just left the room.
And is going to stick it into my Jennifer Aniston vagina.
By the way, Third Eye Blind's voice singing whatever song they were singing was terrible.
Yeah, but he doesn't sing that kind of stuff, though.
I'm just saying.
That's the point.
It could have been just for the movie, and he could have been faking the
I'm sure
voice,
he
but
was. He's playing
really
a character.
bad. Yeah.
He's tall, too, though.
So what's your story about him? Because this is the last time we'll see him.
My story about Stephen Jenkins is pretty amazing. It's fairly long, but I'll try to make it a little bit concise. We were playing a show in New York don't do that. So back in the day when Girl the Bad Guys Want was a big hit back in 2003, we were doing all these radio shows, and radio shows are where you go out, you have 20 minutes, and it's like artist to artist to artist to artist and artist. So like it's really, really fast. And so we had to make a splash, so to speak. So it was still cold outside, and Z100, we were playing at Giant Stadium. Z100 was hosting the thing, and I knew there's swimming pools at either end of the stage, and they hired models to like play volleyball in these things to make it as like a feature of us playing. And so as we're going up, it's cold as shit, by the way. It is really cold. And we're walking up on stage, and I look back at Chris. I go, dude, I need you to do something for me. And he goes, what? I go, man, when we get to the break and Girl the Bad Guys Want, I need you to strip down and belly flop into the pool. And he goes, man, I'm not going to fucking do that. I'll kill somebody. Like I'll land on somebody. I go, I need you to do this. It's going to be fucking great. If you do this, it's going to skyrocket us on this station. Mm-hmm. And I'll let them know. And man, he's reluctant as fuck. He's like, man, I don't know. Anyway, the time
Strip down
comes.
naked?
Yeah. So he strips down to his underwear.
Okay.
So in front of 80,000 people, we get to the break in Girl the Bad Guys Want. It's like, all I got's a moped. And he strips down, takes off his guitar, and he goes and he belly flops into that pool. And this whole place fucking erupts. Crazy. And then just everybody loses their shit. So fast forward, we're doing all the press. We're on Extra. With that, that show Extra. Yes. Remember the guy with the mustache that got into the trouble for leaving the message on the girl's answer machine about how fucking hot she was and all that shit? I can't think of his name right now. We're doing an interview with him.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
And Stephen Jenkins,
the older guy,
breaks through the curtain and walks in. And we had always heard he was such an asshole. And he goes, and we're doing this interview and we're thinking, fuck, this is amazing. This is so good. Stephen Jenkins comes in. He goes, hey, I hate to interrupt, but I just want to thank you guys. Really, really appreciate this. All the rest of us rehearsed for like 6 weeks for this show to come here and do this freaking show and to just try to impress people and all this. And then you guys go on and completely blow everyone away. And it's not like anyone else could even go on stage now. So thanks a lot. And we're like, well, thank you, Stephen Jenkins, boyfriend of Vanessa, whatever, Carlton. And he walked away. And then later on that day, Vanessa Carlton was making my way downtown. Something in the something, bomb, my voice down.
It's from White Chicks.
She's the girl in the back of the truck with the piano?
I could fall into the sky. You think time would pass us by? Oh, you know I would walk 1,000 miles. Rich.
Yeah, she's hot. I like her.
Say
I like that song a lot, too. Are they married? Or just dated?
I don't know. They dated then. Anyway, that's my Stephen Jenkins story.
So was he being a dick or was he just congratulating
he was being
you?
amazing.
Okay.
What he was doing was coming in.
He was like being fake mad while giving you a compliment.
He was getting camera time, which I don't disagree with ever,
right.
And giving us a great compliment.
Is that enough information for you?
Oh my God, this is unbelievable. Hey, I was so sorry to hear about your dog, man.
Pookie?
Yeah, it was horrible. I mean, I sent flowers and a card and stuff, but I didn't get a response. But, I probably figured you guys are so busy anyway. It wasn't a big deal.
Can we get past all this is your life crap and on the more important things? There's a ticket waiting for you at the airport for a flight to LA tomorrow.
Are you serious?
Of course I'm serious. Now look, you tell no one about this, okay?
Yes, sir.
Good man. I'll see you tomorrow.
Okay. Bye.
Now, Rich, I know you hate everything, and obviously,
everything.
like in all the mail that we get, and everybody is starting to accept the fact that you're just a fucking hater of all things. Have you ever really, really loved a band or an artist or an actor so much that you followed everything that they did? And I don't mean like this, where you
I'm just not that type of person.
No, so
I'm
like
not that person.
you know how that. So those are Rush fans, like people that are fans. Like I like Rush. I think Rush is a fine band. I like the album 2112, and I think Moving Pictures is a really good record. And I like a bunch of their songs, but people are obsessed with Rush, like to the point where they do that, like memorize what they say and do and shit. And that's never been your thing.
No, not really.
Have you ever been obsessed with anything like tangerines, walnuts, changing tires?
No, everyone knows he likes
sandboxes,
pistachios.
I'm a super normal person. I don't get extreme about anything.
I don't get not true.
I think
what do I get
if
extreme
I
about?
got a phone call from this dude in the middle of my day and then finally did believe it was him, I wouldn't be like, hey, sorry about your dog that I read on the thing and blah, blah, blah. Like, it reminds me of like that song Stan by Eminem, not to mention Eminem 2 times in one podcast, but like, long story short, at the end of it, like a girlfriend's tied up in the back of the trunk and you're going to freaking throw her off a bridge.
Half the people listening to this podcast are like that with Bowling for Soup.
That's not true at all.
No, not in a bad way.
No. That's not true.
My whole part of this whole, like, all of the, like, getting into the rock star thing, like, why can't you act cool? Like, why can't you just be like, wow, really? That's super exciting, and not walk through his house putting your hands on everything. It's creepy.
I'll tell you why.
I would have done that.
Here's why.
I would have done all that.
This is why. So when we did Jimmy Kimmel the third time, we got on there, and we were on there with Patton Oswalt. And
is that a good number?
We
3?
fucking loved Pat. Well, I don't know how many times have you fucking been on there, Rich? Jesus Christ!
Hang on. 0.
We're on there with Patton Oswalt. And when you go to the Jimmy Kimmel show, you do a sound check.
They were gonna be friends
at really early, and then it's an open bar, and it's a fucking party. It's crazy. It's the most fun atmosphere you've ever been in. And so I tell the guys, I'm just like, guys, we're on with Patton Oswalt. Don't go up to him and don't do all of his bits and shit to him, and don't do a thing where we make asses of ourselves. Like, don't fucking lose your mind, you know? And man, I was killing all night. I was killing. Look, we killed on the show, and then I was hanging out with Jimmy, and then I was hanging out with Jimmy's dad for a minute. Everything was going great. And there was a playoff game going on. They're all Boston fans, and there's a fucking baseball game happening, and we're watching the baseball game on this big screen TV, and Patton Oswalt walks up to me, and I go, "Hey, Patton." And he goes, "Hey, how are you doing?" I go, "Oh, I'm doing great. I'm Jaret. I'm going to sneak this beer off in my belly." And he just goes, "That's really original." And then walks away from me because I had just done one of his fucking bits to him in the face, as I had told everybody not to do. I broke the fucking rule that I made. I broke my own rule.
I'm actually not even sure I started my period yet at this period of my life, but like,
Right.
I could have been in the future friends with Patton Oswalt, and he fucked it up.
Right.
Yeah, I fucked it up so bad that the rest of the guys were just like, "Well, you fucked that up." My jive rep comes up and goes, "You doing okay?" "Yeah, I'm fine. Want to go back to the hotel and watch the actual broadcast of this, see yourself on TV, make you feel better?" "No, I'm good."
But you still wouldn't walk into like whatever favorite band was yours at that time and put your hands all over their shit and touch the glass like every sign in every jewelry store tells you not to do because you're 3.
I wouldn't, but I will say this.
But why would they hire that guy?
But I'm a
He's gonna
fan of
murder
things.
you.
I'm a fan of things. You saw me see Sebastian Bach sing songs, and he brought tears in my eyes. Like I saw.
I cried when I saw Starry Night by Van Gogh, but you know what I didn't do? Put my fucking hands on it.
Because a huge black guy would have got you in a headlock,
but if I
choked
ran
you out
full force, I would have put my finger on it before he took me out. Like it would have happened.
That's very true.
Oh, do you think the penis girl that picked him up at the airport is hot?
I know you do. Because I saw the exclamation points, and
she looks like the girl that like got it in the butt in American History X.
What
Remember that?
exclamation points are you talking about?
So, do you not? Of course I do.
Yeah. Well, she's a real girl. We're allowed to think she's hot.
I'm going to be honest. I still thought she was hot after I knew she had a dick. I was just like, you know what?
She doesn't have a dick.
So we all just saw a tape of you singing, provided by the lovely Nina and Samantha.
Hey, Chris.
Hey, guys. We were just wondering if the incredible voice on the tape really belongs to you. No, that'd be you, Bobby.
You think you can bring in some child to replace me, do you?
You want to do your own thing.
We're going to let you go. Tell me what you're doing here. You're firing me.
Look, calm down, Bobby.
You calm down, you wanker. It's because I'm gay, isn't it?
Okay. No. I got both my nipples pierced, bought a house in Morocco because I'm John fucking Wayne.
There's so many things about this. So, first of all, we miss Mark Wahlberg walking through like this museum of history and shit. And he walks past a suit that is Rob Halford from Judas Priest suit. For sure.
Yeah. It was
and
definitely
such a shot.
It's
a shot to that. And then just all this other stuff. Then the flying V thing, that was a Judas Priest thing. And so there are all of these little references that happen.
Have we talked about the fact that it was based? Did we do that at the beginning?
I don't think we have. So why don't you tell us? So this was loosely based
on the Judas Priest, Rob Halford leaving, and then him being replaced with a Judas Priest tribute band singer
who had the same sort of pipes.
And then pretty much that's where everything ends, except for the fact that Rob was gay and this guy was gay as well.
What does he say to him? He goes,
"This is my scarf.
Hail to the king," or whatever. And he goes, "Oh. So I'm just a queen," rips off the wig. And
yeah, that was a strong scene, actually.
It was dramatic, but it actually
I felt bad for him.
I don't know. I thought it was touching and a little bit offensive and like all of it.
Yeah, no,
me too. And in
hit
fact,
me right.
If it was any other movie, I would think it was overdone. But for some reason, it actually like kind of got to me a little bit.
This is the scene that I thought in this movie actually felt real. Because
why were they kicking him when he was down?
I expected him to be a bad guy. I expected him to walk in and be a drunk and have drugs and all these things. And then all of a sudden I realized they're just replacing him. Like he's just not the fit they want. And maybe it is because of those things. And he is actually doing the work.
Maybe he was missing practices and stuff like that. And maybe it was his fault they were kicking him out. But they didn't have to be a dick like they were being a dick.
Yeah. You wanted him to be a villain and then all of a sudden he wasn't. And then they just pull Marky Mark in. And
well, I think it's perspective too. Like I'm sure that like the thing is that he was probably villainous up until the point where, because he did walk in, he was like, this whole band is about me. This is all me. Like you guys are nothing without me. This is me. And then,
but that's an intense moment.
Again, but as he starts to become wounded,
right,
you do feel, and I felt like that this is the point, that this thing felt fucking real, man. It was just like, here's where I put it in my head. You know, the whole never meet your heroes thing? Because Mark Wahlberg watching this go down, like you could just see, it was like, you know, he's like, you're gay, but it wasn't like I'm frowning upon you. It's just like, Jesus Christ.
I don't know
like,
you, and I thought I knew everything about you.
No, it wasn't. I didn't see it was that at all. It wasn't. He didn't care that he was gay.
No, he thought he knew everything about him.
I wanted to be you, and I'm not gay,
and you're not.
I'm doing all these things
exactly
because
So those that I've ever met who were heroes of mine have. It's so true, and thank God I've never spent any time with them. Because I've met Charles Barkley, I've met Gene Simmons, I've met.
But you like Sebastian Bach, though.
I do like Sebastian Bach.
He was pretty cool.
But I you know, we spent an hour together.
Yeah.
But you met him.
No, I mean we hung out for an hour, and actually, I think
it was pretty personal. Like, I mean, it was pretty one-on-one. Like,
I would say that for me and Sebastian hung out for an hour in front of a lot of other people, and I would say that as far as heroes go that I've ever met, he was the most real. However, I didn't meet him during his heyday. I didn't meet him when all the shit was going great. I met him when as
an adult, traveling with his wife, doing these things.
Correct.
Like,
doing clubs.
And to be honest,
y'all aren't comparable because you're different things.
Correct. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
He definitely is my favorite singer of all time, and I did get to meet him, and it was fucking amazing. And I'm so proud to be able to call him friend and, you know, be able to text him if I want to and all that shit. But that being said, I have definitely met other people where, you know, it's not the same. I mean, like when I met Gene Simmons, it wasn't, he's not godlike. He's just not. He's fucking not.
Yeah, it would be more interesting to meet a lot of different celebrities, like organically, like without knowing who they are and like actually get to speak to them without being like in a concert setting and things like that.
Right.
I mean, maybe.
I feel like if you had given Gene Simmons enough money, he would have been the person you wanted him to be.
You know what's funny is like the people
that enough money. I
the
feel
people
the same way.
that I've spent time with that are celebrities who have been gracious are those that you expect to be gracious. So Dave Grohl, obviously, I can't fucking ever hate him.
He has to be the coolest person on the
He's one of the
planet.
nicest guys of all time. Jimmy Fallon is like one of the most gracious people that I've ever met. Like, but there's other people who
if either of those dudes came up to me and were like, "Let's get married," like I think that you would understand that I'd have to go.
Yeah. I get it. You know, it's the same thing with if Kristen Wiig ever wants to get married, you realize that we just have to split the kids.
Yeah, I mean, as long as I'm already engaged to Jimmy Fallon.
Yeah, we did it.
Oh, sorry about that.
Relax, lover. You were terrific last night.
Are those my pants?
Yeah, they're a bit snug, but that's how I like them.
So what's the deal? They got drugged. They don't know what happened.
Are they all
why is
like
everybody
they got drugged
doing
too.
it? But I mean, neither of them are that kind of person, and like it all got up. I think
it was drugs.
Listen to me. I get the fact that like everybody's on a dance floor and okay, we're testing the waters and there's some shit going down or whatever. But like waking up like with a dude in chainmail and another girl, and then waking up on the floor and seeing a girl who has a penis peeing in your pants and not in your pants in the toilet while wearing your pants. Like that's a big fucking night, man. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, how did she go from like in this club frantically looking for like, where is my boyfriend, to like angry girlfriend, to like, oh, just kidding, I'll let this like random lady rub my boob.
And I think they were dry. I think they were.
And that maybe that's the thing. I think really what it was to
she got up and was like, oh.
Because the guy gave her a drink, right? Like the Harry Potter dude.
I think that the thing was to set it up and to be like, hey, in one night,
this is your life now.
Let's explain what the lifestyle of a rock star is, you know? And like, and so, and literally, I swear to God, I've seen a lot of shit. I have never, like, how the fuck did all those people go to sleep at the same time? It's fucking 24 people in there. Like, and everybody was just like, and, it's like they were gassed or some shit. One girl had her fucking hand on her head
sleep
with her fucking self in a headlock or some shit.
I got 4 questions for you.
Go ahead.
Ready?
Yeah.
Should I leave?
Maybe not. I don't know. Have you ever accidentally slept with a girl with a penis?
No.
Okay.
Have you ever intentionally slept with a girl with a penis?
No.
Question number 2. Have you ever accidentally watched porn with a girl with a penis?
100%. Yes.
Have you ever intentionally watched porn with a girl with a penis?
Absolutely. Yes. I have.
Have you ever watched cartoon porn with a girl with a penis?
Never watched cartoon porn.
I have, 100%.
I feel like
it's interesting.
Watching as a male heterosexual, nothing wrong with being homosexual, whatever you want to do in your own life is your business. Mm-hmm. But as a male heterosexual who's not into that, watching porn with a girl with a penis or what a guy who is turned into a girl but still has a whatever. I don't know how to say it. That not kosher to me.
But cartoon is different?
But cartoon is different. And here's why. The cartoon is a girl. It's like this movie. She's a girl actress. Just because you say she has a penis doesn't mean she's actually a boy. It means she's a girl and you're saying she has a penis.
No, Rich, she's a drawing.
Hang on, let me explain. So in cartoons, it is a girl. It is a girl cartoon, and they just put a penis on her so that she can fuck the other girl.
You ever watch?
Or she grows vines out of her vagina and then fucks them that way.
I don't like that.
Creepy.
You guys
That's
see?
Weird.
You ever watch It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia?
All the time. Yeah, I'm
and
caught
so
up.
you know the one where
I've seen everyone.
he falls in love with the girl who has a
that's like a saga of their like love.
No, I mean that. First of all,
she's a reoccurring character.
Mac is gay.
Right. Well, we didn't know that then.
Right, but that's when we first started going, whoa, what's going on with Mac?
Right.
Yeah, and it sort of starts there, and then he goes to gay bars, and you're like...
I will say this, like, I definitely like girls, but I have...
That's good.
I've definitely seen a video where I didn't know the girl had a penis.
Oh, I've accidentally seen them before.
And then, well, that's what I'm saying.
You knew.
No,
And then once it happens, I am intrigued by it. I will watch just to see, like, and not all the way through, because I won't watch anything all the way through unless it's Casey knows what I like. But
were you going, oh, or were you going, oh God, oh, do, because that's what I was doing.
Oh, I never do either of those things.
Okay,
really, like I don't really have any.
I don't
do you really have any
I've
reaction?
actually seen your browser history before.
I don't even feel like I react to anything.
That you do not clear. By the way,
I don't feel like I react to anything anymore.
And
like
you actually have a spectrum.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because she goes behind you and sees all of your spectrum.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like, I don't feel like
Are you bending over when she's looking at your spectrum?
No, it's all over his browser history that he does not clear.
I went over you.
Against all rules of his song.
By the way, check
history.
out the video for Jarinus, Jarinus, clear your browser history.
Because Jaret doesn't listen to any of that.
I don't listen to my own songs.
Look, I've been meaning to tell you. There's a kind of long-standing rule, that wives and girlfriends, well, they're not allowed on the bus. Because the boys, they don't really like any distractions when they're working on the music, see? But you can travel with the wives. They're very nice.
Yeah, well, who are they?
That's Kirk's astrologer, and that's his physical therapist.
We all knew who that is.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, astrologer.
Maybe you just mentioned that before
is that
last
an
night.
astrologer? Something just like a poke up. What are we still talking about? What we were okay, never mind. Okay, so back on the bus. This bus is bullshit. This bus is just all fucking just people sitting or whatever. There's no bunks. Doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't make any
There's
sense.
nowhere to sleep.
Also, I'm late in the game of like the band thing.
Me too.
Like regardless, I can't imagine there being a time that you'd be like, you've got to go. We have to let the whores on the bus now, and you have to ride in the fucking tiny car.
How transparent is that?
We did used to have a thing. So what I think I think that they try to get a lot of shit across in a short amount of segments. We definitely had a no girlfriend rule back in the van back in the day.
Was there a no wife rule?
I don't think there were wives, but even then, kinda. There were.
But you didn't have other girls.
There were no. That's what I'm saying.
It was just.
But the thing is like, and you know this case from just being with us on
Not
work
that
tour.
I want to
It's
sleep
like
on a
it's
tour
like,
bus. It
dude,
sucks.
girls don't get to shower. They don't get to eat what you have accessible to you. And if that's all, like now it's easy because it's like Jesus Christ. It's like if we're from point A to point B. And I need to stop and take a shower. I just fucking tell the bus driver to stop and take a shower.
Yes.
It wasn't.
Excuse me, sir. I'd like to take a shit at the 7-Eleven.
For 12 years, 13 years of my life, it wasn't like that. It was like, Jesus Christ.
Poop in a bag.
I'm going to poop in a bag. I may not fucking shower for 5 days. This is no place for a female.
Either way, I couldn't imagine like being even your ex-wife on like coming to see you on tour and you going, all right, hop in the fucking Cadillac behind the 6 buses while we drive to the next location.
Well, that wouldn't have happened.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like that's what's crazy.
Yeah, I agree. I think they're taking liberties. They're trying to.
But they also didn't show anybody poop in a bag, so
yeah, nobody
it's
pooped in a bag.
clearly not accurate.
I didn't see a bathroom on there.
Or a bunk puppet or whatever. What's it called?
Bunk puppet.
Oh, okay. I got it.
And I mean, you can either drive yourself batty trying to change it, or you can simply adapt.
You gotta let him off the leash for a bit of a romp every once in a while.
Otherwise, they get a little cranky, Besides, at the end of the day, they always come home. And who's to say that you can't have your own fun?
Exactly.
So I wondered if you picked up on the let him off the leash for a romp. If you picked up on the fact that
I did?
No. Listen to me. I wondered if you picked up on the fact that it was an American girl saying a British phrase, and wondered if you thought that was funny. Because I love when British dudes
well-traveled.
When British dudes marry American girl, and then all of a sudden American ladies start talking like they're British all of a sudden.
Oh, me and my husband had a go last week.
It's just the whole thing, right? There's no real reason to adopt the terminology. We live in America, right? And then
also that is actually a very clear statement. If the reins are too tight, like you should just go have a romp every once in a while. But I'm gonna have my own fun. Like, somewhere else.
Okay.
That's clear, right?
What are you saying?
That's what she said in the thing.
Yeah, but what are you saying?
She's saying that if
No, I'm talking about the thing.
No,
It's
but what
fucked
are
up.
you saying?
She's saying that if you're going to go do your thing, then she's going to go do her thing.
And then everybody's going to share STDs later.
But what
it's
is
the 80s.
Casey saying? That's what I want to know.
I don't know. Casey likes forensic files and going to bed, so I don't really understand the concept, but like whatever she's saying is fucked up.
Rachel Hunter, what happened? She dropped off the planet.
Oh man, so Rachel
she was hot.
She was.
Who
So
is she married to?
She was married to Rod Stewart.
Okay.
And in fact, I thought like her delivery of the lines on this were very like, this is my reaction to Rod Stewart-y.
Mm-hmm.
And but so Bowling for Soup did the theme song to The Real Gilligan's Island, and it was this reality show where they put two professors, two captains,
I've never heard of this.
two superstars, two Mariannes, all this shit. So
she was one of them.
Yeah, but the two were Nicole Eggert and
love her,
and this girl. So who the fuck are we? Oh yeah,
Rachel Hunter.
So Rachel Hunter.
A little age difference there.
Oh fuck! So it was the wildest goddamn weekend of all time because all of them were fucking shit faced, and we got
It
flown
did not
in.
air, obviously.
It did air, yeah.
No,
It
I never
fucking
heard of
did,
it.
yeah. It fucking aired. It happened, and
In the UK
thing,
or what?
no, it was here. It did air, and but it was a reality show. And
Remember that one? Get me the hell out of here, or whatever is it called?
Get me out of here. I'm famous or some shit.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, no, this wasn't it. But anyway, it was a good weekend. We went to Atlantis and Bahamas, And Gary's wife, Anik, fell asleep in the sprinklers, and we had to get her out of there. And Nicole Eggert showed us all her vagina in a fountain.
Really?
Yeah, it was a whole thing.
Is she the type of girl that would show everyone her vagina?
No, she just wanted to show us. She was fine. Everything was fine. Yeah.
Just you.
Yeah.
Heidi Mark was a
Rachel
great actress.
Hunter is huge.
Yeah, no, she's a big girl, but she's
she's lovely. She's huge.
Lovely.
Like tall?
Yeah,
really tall.
Super tall. Heidi Mark is a great actress.
Who's Heidi
I thought
Mark?
she nailed.
You just love Heidi Mark. You love Heidi Mark.
She's the
You
blonde.
love Heidi Mark.
You love Heidi Mark.
I kind of do.
Do you love Heidi Mark?
She's had some work done, though.
Who's Heidi Mark?
She was the blonde sitting next to her, the 22-year-old.
I realize who it is on the movie. Who is she?
Oh, she was that Mick Mars's girlfriend or something? Hang on.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Hang on.
She humps dead guys.
Hang on. I'm clicking on her name. Vince Neil, married to Vince Neil.
Oh, way different. That is completely different.
Same band.
Yeah, of course.
Okay. She was, you're the Vince Neil trivia god. How come you didn't know that?
No, he's
Hold on.
not.
I don't
told you our
memorize
first
any
date.
shit.
I said, "Oh yeah, that guy's had a lot of plastic surgery." He goes, "No, he hasn't."
Vince Neil
And I
definitely
go,
has.
"What?" First date ever. I'm like, "Where the fuck have you been for the last 10
maybe
years?"
you should brush up on your Vince Neil trivia.
Maybe you should brush up on your teeth. How about that?
I need to talk to you.
Well, can you wait till after the show? I gotta do this MTV thing. I'm supposed to talk to that producer and all that.
Yeah, no, I know your schedule is. Get a copy of that every day.
Yeah, well then you know what, I'll be finished.
I'm leaving.
All right, well just meet me at the hotel.
No, I'm going to Seattle.
Oh,
what are they saying? I couldn't hear a thing.
Here's the thing. So the sound on this movie, if you rent it, the fucking music is so fucking loud.
It's really loud.
That you can't actually hear anybody talk. None of this makes any sense.
No.
So all I heard is him going,
Marky. And this is how he acts anyway.
You're
if he's not being passionate, he just talks real soft like this.
He's like this. He's like, hey, Marky Mark. He's like, oh, well, you know what? We're gonna see what Ross does.
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna come on. We're gonna do something. And that's the conversation that I heard. Here's the thing. Girl comes up. She says, I'm leaving. Now, they've been on the road now for over a year. And
I could have told you this wasn't going to work from the get-go.
I know, but she's been riding in this fucking limo for a year or whatever.
Yeah.
Here's the thing about girls on the road. They will tell you the day something happens that they don't like something. So if she didn't like riding in the limo with the other wives, it's not going to take a year and a half for her to tell her. So
is that how long it had been?
It had been like they did the flash calendar thing with it's like pages being torn out of the shit and all that stuff.
When did Zakk Wylde shoot the road sign with the shotgun?
He started doing all kinds of stuff. So Zakk Wylde was still trying to be cool. And
I do love him. I know I've said it 3 times. I just think everybody
fucking
needs to
Zakk
know.
Wylde is the great. I would have Zakk. He's on my Brad Pitt list.
I mean, I didn't say
It's like
that,
Brad
but
Pitt,
I mean, like if he wants
Chris
to.
Hemsworth, and Zakk Wylde.
I feel like Zakk Wylde would hurt the most.
That's probably true. Because he
That's
shoved
why.
some
That's
chains
why.
up
That's
there.
why Rich is building himself up to Zakk Wylde with all these other dudes.
Yeah, it's got to
Who's
start with
Chris
Brad Pitt.
Hemsworth?
He's Thor.
Oh, god damn, man. I just pick small dudes.
Yeah, like I mean,
Look, if I'm going, I'm
going big.
He goes Thor, then Zakk Wylde.
I live here, Chris.
I thought you were in Seattle.
I'm in Seattle. You're in Seattle.
So we don't actually see him having sex with other people. We don't see him doing anything he should be doing.
He could have been just taking
It's
a piss.
all implied, though.
Whatever. It is all implied or whatever. I will say this. And I live in the land...
Down under?
No, that's Australia. But I live in a time of cell phones and text messages and all that. There is literally fucking 2 days on a tour where I know where I am. And that's it. I mean, like, you wake up,
Really?
it's the same pattern. It's the same thing. It does, and it becomes confusing.
But when you're riding on the bus, you don't go, where are we? How long is it taking to get there?
No, because everybody goes to sleep, or you.
But you would know if you were like meeting up with your wife. That's the thing. Like
exactly.
Well, no, not
So-
would, should.
even
You
like
should
places
know.
you don't really know if you're going around and like what city am I in? Like
Are we at Seattle yet?
Yeah, exactly. But
Yeah.
if you know like tomorrow you're in Seattle, you're going to see your wife.
know.
You fucking know tomorrow's Seattle.
I like the scene. I bought the scene. It made sense that he had been just, been so many places, he just forgot and lost track because he was being an ass. They were trying to say he's being an ass. He doesn't serve her. She needed a reason to leave, and she left.
So the purpose was that he wasn't just he didn't just forget it. The thing was that he was so fucked up that he couldn't even have a conversation. I'm sure he knew he was in Seattle in the beginning of the day. By the end of the day, he's fucking mush.
I don't know if I believe that.
I do. Just that conversation. That's a conversation you've had with friends.
Also, the line at the goddamn fucking door is so ridiculous.
Yeah, that stuff's silly.
None of that is. None of that is real.
You haven't had a conversation with somebody so drunk that they didn't know where they were, who they were, or what was going on.
Dude, I've had conversations with people where I didn't know where I was, who I was.
Exactly.
And I never know what city I'm in.
So that conversation where your girlfriend or wife walks up and goes,
"You disagree on the fucking girls getting in the room?"
I disagree that. Well, okay,
that's silly. That's a silly stance.
You think that from the 80s that Poison and Motley Crue didn't have a line of girls where you can come in, you can't come in, you can come in, you can't come in?
I think they had a line of people.
Some guys, some girls.
Yeah, I think backstage.
I think just people girls coming in to fuck on a clock and be like, I need him next because I need to do this or whatever.
Oh well, that's
insane.
Silly.
That's just silly.
Yeah,
that was silly. Girls trying to get into a party or whatever. Totally understandable. That's a thing. It's everybody. But again, I don't think it's just girls. I think it's
You think guys too?
Yeah, because that's what you would want.
We'll have a party, Rich. It'll be fine. We'll invite lots of people.
I'm glad you've been having some fun writing your songs. Well, actually, I busted my ass working on the songs. Yeah, but the tunes for the new album, they've already been written. What do you mean? Well, AC and I wrote them during the break. Well, look, I know you and AC do most of the writing.
Not most of the writing, all of the writing.
Yeah, but shouldn't I have some input? I mean, I'm part of the group now, right? I'm the one that has to sing the tune, so you'd think you'd at least want me to put my stamp on them. I mean, I'm not just... Listen, you guys aren't just expect me to be some singer for hire, are you?
So you go into a band, you know that AC and he write the songs, and now you want to write songs. This is dumb. Fucking sing the songs, be in the band, fucking keep going, whatever you want to do. This is where the movie fails. This is not a downfall here. This is because he would have known, he
didn't write one single song in his entire life, and all of a sudden now he's
writing his songs.
Pissed off because no one's taking his input on fucking songs.
Fucking goddamn, this fucking frustrates the shit out of me. Some guy quits a band and he's never written a song, and the guy also never wrote a song, and all of a sudden he wants, and everybody wants to.
But he had written a song.
In fifth grade.
No, whenever they were 15.
Sorry.
The thing was that she had proved a point earlier in there that he actually did have the ability to write a song.
Sure.
Before the cover band thing, that he actually had passion about writing songs. Then he joins this big band and watches probably the creative process a little bit more often and decides that he wants to try to write songs.
And this is why Kurt Cuddy is perfectly right.
I think he is too.
You want to go write your own songs? Go write your own songs.
Yeah, no one's stopping
Me
you.
and AC been writing the fucking songs in this band the whole
this is a business,
time.
And this is how the business works.
It's the money making. Absolutely.
You want to fucking... Right, but here's the thing.
And we're already done. We're in the middle of recording the fucking songs.
Right.
The bass is laying down now.
And here's also the thing. We all have these mansions and these cars and all this shit. And the guy who took his wig off and got pissed off earlier, he wasn't writing the songs either.
No, I don't think that he should write the songs. I just don't think it should be so far-fetched that he wants to write songs.
Sure.
At this point in the band.
He said, you know what? Go off and do your own thing. But he should have developed those relationships along the way.
Exactly.
And he didn't do it.
Exactly.
So you want to
whenever they were all having sex with the man lady, they should have bonded.
He
and
said
talked
to him,
about this.
he said to him, you know what we did during the break? We wrote this fucking album. You know what he did during the break? Not write the fucking album.
That's right.
Absolutely. I agree.
He was riding around in a fucking Batmobile. That's what he was doing.
Yeah, what was that? I still can't get over that.
Like an asshole.
Well, one day we were sitting in a pub, right? Having lunch, me and the wife, I needed to take a piss, so I stood up, walked to the toilet, the bathroom. I'm standing there just staring at the wall, as you do. And all of a sudden, something came over me. Like a fear that my whole life had already been laid out for me, that I'd finish my studies, get a job, I'd be working for somebody else, and worrying about things that didn't fucking matter, So I walked out of there, kept going, didn't come back.
You mean you just left her there?
Yeah.
I feel like this is the best actor in the whole movie.
Oh yeah, this guy's stellar.
And
he's a very good actor. He's been in other stuff I've seen. I can't remember what it was.
Casey says he's from Harry Potter, I believe.
He is from Harry Potter.
He was the little
He was the guy that became the mouse.
Yeah, that guy.
Yeah. Jaret has only seen
he lived in the
a
tree,
fraction
right?
of the first one.
He lived in the tree or something.
Yeah, I feel like he's the best actor in the movie, and he does
In Harry
really
Potter?
good. But I also feel like he being a tour manager is hard. You live vicariously through everyone else.
Right.
You sort of reap.
You're getting girls for everyone else.
I mean, it does trickle down, I'm sure. But at the same time, that's a hard job. And there he is. He was in love once, and he chose his life. And, he's like, this is the same guy. No, it's not the same guy. So we saw John Bonham's son getting fucking, what do you call that?
Transfusion.
Dialysis?
Dialysis, because he was just like, my liver's not as much. Which leads me to this. Boy, they made them speak in such thick British accents that I imagine when British people see this movie, they're just like, this movie is fucking retarded.
That's like watching a Texas movie and...
Yeah, hi, man.
Hi, I don't think that you can ride that horse.
I'm from Texas, so I have to talk like this.
Yes, exactly.
This
I've
is
never
back-
been to
this is
school
back-
Did you guys
ever.
actually notice that too? Did y'all notice that
Yeah.
the English accents were too much?
Yeah, they were super thick.
You didn't notice that?
like
I noticed
accents.
it.
I think they're awesome.
I know.
If everyone could sound like a parky, that's the best.
a
parakeet?
pikey?
Parky.
A parakeet?
Are you saying a parky?
No, I was saying parakeet with
Are
a
you
British
saying
accent.
parky or pikey?
I
Why is
saw
everyone
porkies.
ganging
I
up on
love
me? You're like
porkies.
leaning it. Both of you are leaning
You just
into
love
me.
Brad Pitt, don't you?
Yeah, I do.
Alrighty. So as mentioned before, I got to do an interview, Rich, with Brian Vander Ark. And I was so excited about this, but I didn't want to act like it. So it took a few days to get it together. And he was riding in a car from a house show in Philadelphia back to Grand Rapids, Michigan.
Why are you so nervous?
It's like he sold 3 million records because he was and we talk about this too, but he is, dude, this guy is so amazing. So I'm going to play a segment from our interview where we talk about the movie Rockstar because he was in this. He was the bass player.
Right.
In
the original band,
right?
in the basement.
Exactly. But it's funny because he had to wear a mullet for 3 months,
Right.
and he'll talk about that in this. So
Did
anyway,
wait, he grew out a mullet, or he just had to wear?
he grew out a mullet, but they
really?
had
So
to
that's
put
his-
extensions in it.
Oh, okay.
And so, but he's so tall. He's like 6'5".
Yeah, super tall.
So, Rich, I have a surprise for you. So, I know how you love 5 questions.
Love it.
It's your favorite part of the show, and it's just some shit that I came up.
You know what the best part about 5 question is?
What?
The bonus question. The
Right.
sixth
Oh,
question.
that's your thing. So I did 5 questions with Brian Vander Ark from the Verve Pipe. And I had to throw in my own bonus question.
Okay. So you stood in for that's fine. All right.
I
that's fine.
stood in for you. But
That's fine.
anyway, so let's listen to me and Brian Vander Ark talk about the movie Rockstar. So you're in the movie Rockstar. It's in 2001. You play Ricky Bell, and dude, you're on set with Zakk Wylde.
Yeah,
who
crazy,
arguably one of the greatest metal guitar players of all time.
I would say that's true. I would say he is the greatest.
My favorite band member though is Jason Bonham. Did you tell him that his father's band sucked, or did you keep that to yourself?
You know, I think he appreciated the fact that I never even made the connection with him to even discuss. That's the way I like to think of it. How do you even like explain to a guy? You know, he's had to have heard it before.
Sure.
We can't be the only ones that didn't like Zeppelin, but no, I would never in a million years. I would never in a million years put myself in that uncomfortable position.
I would never be able to be around him because I would just be every single time I'd see him, I'd just be like, all that I can do is wait for you. I'd just be like, it'd be constant. But then you've got Blas Elias, the best looking person in the history of metal, just walking around.
I know.
That's just fucking unfair.
He's such a great guy too. Have you ever met him?
I have not. No, I met members of Slaughter, but I never met Blas, unfortunately.
He's such an amiable guy, just like a classic nice guy. There's like nothing you could ever say or do that would ever make him mad, or it didn't seem, you know, he just was like the easiest going guy with the flip of a hair and, you know, this charismatic smile. I mean, he wasn't a guy that you would discuss Kierkegaard with or anything, but he was just this guy that's so fun to like go out with and just have a beer with and just be a guy with. He's really just super guy. I loved him.
I love that, man. I love that. Well, and then you, Myles Kennedy, who's been in tons of bands.
Yeah, Myles, great. Yeah, loved him and knew him briefly before Rockstar and knew what a powerful singer he was.
Right. Yeah. Just he's fantastic. And then Zakk Wylde's guitar player Nick Cantonese.
Yeah, Cantonese. Yeah, great guy as well. In fact, when I got hired to be I was going to be the guitarist in Blood Pollution. And they expected me to be the other lead guitarist, and so I took lessons for like 2 weeks to like try to shred. And I was like, I'm not going to be able to shred with Zakk Wylde. There's no way. So I called up the producer. I said, dude, you got to make me the bass player. I can play the bass. Please don't make me play, because there's no way I wanted to be berated by Jack. So he brought his guy Nick in from Black Label Society. And loved Nick as well. In fact, we talked about putting a band together just to go out and tour.
Yeah.
Great guy.
And so you said you were on the set for 3 months?
Yeah, pretty close to 3 months. I mean, it was at least a little over 2. I mean, and living in a trailer, and it was, but you know, they had rehearsals. Excuse me 1 second, I'm paying a toll.
Yeah, go ahead.
Hold on 1 second. For the life of me, how much? Thank
you. Do you know who I am?
Thank you.
So is it your voice that's on the movie, or is it just this video that's on YouTube?
Yeah, he lip syncs to my voice. That's my voice.
That's cool as shit, man. I see a cartoon character, and it's my voice, and you're seeing Mark Wahlberg, and it's your voice.
Yeah, but where you come from, you know, when you're doing the voiceover for a cartoon character, it's wide open, and you have that. It can't bother you as much as it bothered me to see Mark lip sync into my voice. It just did not work. It didn't work. I was like, this is that. I said, Mark, this does not work. He's like, don't worry about it. Nobody's going to care.
Yeah.
And I told my manager and one of the producers, look, it was terrible. It's not going to work. And I said, don't worry about it. To this day, people think Mark Wahlberg sang that song. That's how wrong I was.
When you were on the set of Rockstar, I mean, so you were saying is a party atmosphere, it's party cast. I mean, obviously people want to know. I mean, were you rubbing elbows with Jennifer Aniston and Mark Wahlberg? I mean, did you guys hang out, or was it more of like
I smooched Jennifer.
Did you?
I rubbed her elbow. What are you talking about? I actually kissed her on the lips.
Did you?
Absolutely.
You son of a bitch.
She gave me a great little smooch at the end of the whole thing, and I had this awesome, beautiful black and white 8x10 picture of it. And the photographer said, you cannot show this, you can't publish this anyway, this is for your private collection. And I was like, awesome. I had this picture of me and Jennifer with a little peck, and my ex-girlfriend stole it.
Fucking bitch. That made my heart fucking sink. Like, I got butterflies in my stomach just hearing about that. Jesus Christ. Oh my God.
Jennifer was great. The only complaint I had about her was that she bummed all of my cigarettes. But,
yeah.
But me, I the second night that started happening, I made sure to have 2 extra packs of cigarettes and lip gloss and anything she could possibly ever need just to hang around me.
And was Mark Wahlberg, was he nice?
Awesome. He was great.
Were his brothers around the set ever?
No. I didn't see any of his brothers, but he did have a group with him, and I can't recall who it was, but I'm sure it was very similar to the Entourage show. It seemed like those guys, that kind of group of guys that were with him most of the time. And listen, Mark really championed the song. He loved the song. Told me how much he loved it, and he made sure that the song was in there a lot in the movie, like over 2 minutes. He was really generous.
I love it.
Great guy.
Good.
Yeah,
Well,
great guy.
This has been so awesome, and I just have one more little segment. Brian Vander Ark, thank you for joining us on Jaret Goes to the Movies, and man, I hope that we can hang out sometime. I think we would have a lot of fun.
I certainly hope so too, man. I had a lot of fun in this conversation. Thanks.
Awesome. Well, so this next part is called 5 questions. It's 5 random questions that I think of off the top of my head. I
didn't know there was going to be some sort of test.
It's a test, yeah. And if you get them now, there is a bonus question at the end that usually my partner Rich does, but he isn't here. So I will answer this now. If you get all 5 right, you win absolutely nothing, but you do get to brag about it. All 6 have only been answered correctly by 2 people. That is our common friend Dave Murray, who you played in his basement, and my son Jack, who is 10 years old. No one else has ever gotten all 6 right. Okay, so here we go. 5 questions.
Hold on. I find it suspicious that your son Jack actually got everything right. Now, this seems a little crony.
He's a smart little fucking carbon copy of me, man. Right. He's good. All right, Brian Vander Ark from the Verve Pipe, and also he's got solo stuff going on, and he was in a movie with Blas Elias. Let's just cut to the chase. 5 questions. Here we go. Number 1, true or false? As stated in the 1986 movie Heavy Metal Parking Lot, Judas Priest is number 1 and Madonna is a dick.
I gotta say, that's true.
That is correct. Yeah. Number 1 is correct. Now, you could have gotten me on
it. You must know Neil Diamond Parking Lot too, then.
Of course, absolutely.
Okay, go back to your question.
Okay, yeah, let's get back to that. Number 2, this is an easy one. Radio shows where you play with tons of acts that make no sense for you to be on the bill with them.
Yeah.
Club shows, but that could also be considered like a theater, like a Verve Pipe show, or house shows. You have to marry one, kill one, and fuck one. So radio shows, club shows, or house shows.
All right.
MFK.
I can tell you this. I'd like to fuck the radio shows right in the ass.
Okay. That's correct.
Does that count?
That's correct.
I'll marry the house concerts because I like that feeling of being uncomfortable, how I feel every day around my wife. Even though we should be comfortable with each other.
All right.
And that means that I would be, what was it? I have to be what? I have to marry one?
No, you have to.
I don't want to marry my wife.
No, you have to kill the club shows then. So you're fucking the radio shows in the ass. Kill the club.
No, I'm gonna switch that around. I'm gonna kill the radio shows instead.
Okay.
Even though I like the sound of fucking it up the ass.
Okay.
But then I know I got it wrong. I'm gonna go with it wrong.
Well, you know what? I'm gonna give you just on being so creative. You can do both to the radio shows. How about that?
All right.
Yes.
All right. Then there's my answer.
Okay, I love it. All right. Number 3. Could you do 3 pull-ups before Mark Wahlberg could do 10? Could you do 3 pull-ups before Mark Wahlberg could do 10?
No.
That is correct. That is correct. Very, very good. Very good. Now, this gets a little bit tough. As they go on, they get a little tougher.
All right.
Number 4, and you have to think back to the mid-'90s for this. You got to get your mid-'90s hat on, okay?
Okay.
During the heyday of Friends, Jennifer Aniston or Courtney Cox?
The heyday?
Heyday.
The heyday of Friends, I got to take Jennifer.
I'm sorry, that is incorrect. I'm sorry, that is incorrect. Now, remember, you do get a bonus question, so you can still get all 5 right, but you really need to focus on these next 2. Okay, Brian, here we go. Number 5, this is tough.
How can I get that wrong?
Jennifer Aniston then or Jennifer Aniston now? Jennifer Aniston then or Jennifer Aniston now?
I got to say now.
That is correct. That is correct, Brian. She is like a fine wine or an English lady. She ages well. She does well. Okay, now, number 6 is a bonus question, And I think that you will get this right. And I have all the faith that you will come away with this and answer our 5 questions.
All right.
Think back to that peck on the mouth from Jennifer Aniston that you received that is documented in a photograph stolen by your ex-girlfriend who probably should be dead. Had Jennifer Aniston slipped you the tongue, would you have A, pulled her in close? Secondly, would you have laughed and been like, oh man? Or third, would you have taken her out to eat and back to the hotel room?
I would have. I got to tell you, the honest answer would have been the second one because I'm just an adolescent.
That is absolutely correct, Brian. That is the correct answer. I baited you in.
Right.
See, I thought you. That's just it. And you're not a pervy fuckface because it's just
right.
because she slipped you the tongue doesn't mean she's going back to the hotel room. It's Jennifer Aniston, for Christ's sake. Brian, this has been so much fun. Thank you for allowing me to take an hour of your time on your quiet drive you were supposed to be having. Man, I hope we can catch up again soon, man. Stay in touch with me, and let's definitely, if you're ever in Dallas or if we're in LA at the same time or whatever, let's hook up. If you guys come through and play here in Dallas, please let me know.
Hey, as a matter of fact, we're going to be there on July 1st in Arlington.
Awesome. Okay, so July 1st, the Verve Pipe will be in Arlington for my Dallas listeners, but everybody else who is listening to this, go to brianvanderark.com and check out all of his solo stuff. And then I assume the vervepipe.com for you guys, for your tour dates and all of that stuff. And Brian is active on the socials. Do you want to plug your Twitter or Instagram or anything?
Yeah, Brian Vander Ark 1 for Twitter, and Instagram is just Brian Vander Ark.
Brian, I appreciate it, man. Happy Mother's Day to the wife, please, and do drive safe and enjoy this the rest of your week, man.
Thanks, buddy.
All right, talk to you later.
Bye.
Awesome. What's your name, bro? My name's Mike. All my friends call me Thor. Got a sucker!
You know the rest of this
one, Thor?
Thor?
I know them all, dude. I know everything. I know all your moves. I've studied you, dude. I love you.
What do you say? You want to go rip the roof off this place or what?
Are you serious?
Yep.
Yeah!
Yeah, man, get out there. Go, get out there, bro. It's all yours.
This is the way that you hand shit off right here, you know?
Yep.
Like, this is the fucking way to do it.
Is this how you're going to do it?
No, I'm a fucking... I can't.
You sound just like Mickey Mouse too.
I
What's it
can't,
called?
look at
We're
you.
not allowed to say it.
I
I said Mickey Mouse.
Oh fuck! I just said it.
Dummy. I'm gonna cut it out.
That's okay. Just blur it out though. Like go.
Blur it. So it's like
That's fine.
Did you have like a cool name back then? Like Thor or Izzy?
Yeah. Did you?
No, I was gonna be. No, my name was gonna be Jaret Ray. I was just gonna buy Jaret Ray.
What about you?
I was gonna be Richie Cole. It was like
Richie Cole.
Richie Cole. It was like Richie
I like that
Sambora.
you and your dad have the same email address. That's fucking crazy. That's like a thing. You have like E. Coleman's, and that's like y'all's shit.
No, I own the domain, and then all my brothers.
Fuck
Chris,
you, Dad. I own it.
My brother.
Fuck you, Dad.
Chris and then everybody in my family.
Oh man, I wish you could get Chris on the phone right now. Can we
Okay,
get him
when
on
I
the phone?
was like 15, I hung out at a rave.
Oh, well, you probably can.
And they used to call me Chains.
That's ridiculous.
It's not okay. It's just true.
Doing all right?
You better, man.
Taking a night off, man.
I'm gonna go take a piss.
He's gonna go take a piss.
Gonna go take a
gotta
piss.
pee.
So it's the thing. Like, let's reel it in, guys. I mean,
What happens if
He
you have
should
to
have
pee?
mentioned that he was leaving after he's gonna take the piss. though.
yeah. So no,
If you had
that
to
was the
pee-
thing.
okay.
Oh, okay.
I've watched you
Now I get it.
drink a lot of beers like on stage. If you had to pee, what happens?
I have to keep going.
Do you ever just pee on yourself a little?
No.
That's why Mark could never be famous.
My dad?
Yeah.
Because he has to pee.
He has the bladder the
And
size
he
of a
calls it
thimble.
potty. He goes, I have to go potty. Excuse me, rock and roll. I have to go potty. That's what my dad would say.
Sorry, rock and roll.
I've got to stop rock and rolling. I got to go potty. Does anybody else need to go potty?
I just think one day I realized it wasn't for me anymore. You know? I was wearing the clothes and singing the songs. It just didn't feel right. I just wanted to find myself, find my own music.
All right, so this song.
I like this song.
This song is so
It's
good.
really good.
So this song is actually Brian Vander Ark,
right?
And from the Verve Pipe, and this is him singing.
How did he land? Did you talk about that in the thing? How did he land this gig?
We discussed it a smidge. He just said it was about because they were never really Hollywoods. It's one of those things where he just got picked to be in the. He actually originally
loved them.
He originally became a guitar player for this band,
right?
And he was just like, "Dude, I can't shred. You got to make me the bass player." And I cannot fucking believe that the other guitar player is the goddamn Justified guy. It's still freaking me out.
Oh, by the way,
I still can't put the seventh heaven.
This cracked me up every single time because I watched this 3 times. Cracked me up every single time. You've got Zakk Wylde, who is born on stage. Like lives on stage. It's his home. And everything he does is amazing. And then you go over to the Kurt Cuddy guy, who's an actor who is not a musician. And you see him jumping around on stage and he looks like an idiot.
Yeah.
He does the little skip hops and like someone who's never been on stage before is pretending like they're some rock star.
Right.
His behavior on stage is comical.
If you're ever at a show and you see one band member look at another band member and nod and smile, they should be playing fucking weddings because that never happens in the history of the, hey, how we doing? Good? Oh, man, this is great. No.
Okay, don't think. Number 1 wedding song, go.
So now I come to you.
Not hired. Not hired.
What's the one?
No,
from the,
I got flat.
What's the
a
one
little
from the wedding singer when he starts cussing?
The Ace of Spades.
All right.
No,
What's the song? What's the wedding singer song with the guy that says? What's the band? The wedding.
The Dan Band.
What's the song?
Oh,
thank you.
It's it's a fucking yeah, it's
the Dan Band.
It's a
no 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 no. No, 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 no.
That's not it.
Turn around. Every now and then I get
a little bit lonely and I see the fucking look in your eyes.
Turn around.
Every now and then I get a little bit tired and a little fucking wild.
Turn around.
Every now and then I get a little bit lonely and I see the fucking look in your eyes.
That's the fucking best.
I know, me too.
I wanted to tell you. No.
I know.
Great.
Jaret.
Hey, Rich. You're like, I know. I like have this stuff in my nails, like,
yeah.
Okay, I know, but that's how he does. He goes,
yeah. Jaret.
Okay, everybody, this is the Jaret Goes to the Movies email bag. And our first email comes from Rob Lane. Do you know who Rob Lane is?
Yeah.
Rob Lane is the bass player for People on Vacation, and
right.
he's now in Ryan Hamilton's band. And but he and I have been friends for a very long time. We are kindred spirits. He and I are 1 year apart, I think. And oh man,
is there a band called Laney?
He is Laney. So I think the thing is that his name is Rob Lane, and he used to use these Laney cabinets. And I don't know. I've never asked him.
Laney, right?
Yeah, it could be.
Yeah, there is a band called Laney.
So
is that him?
So Rob Lane's question is this, and he actually knows this better than I do. How does Blas Elias still manage to look exactly the same as he did in 1991? Dude, Blas Elias is the fucking best looking person that I've ever seen in my life.
He's amazing looking.
It's insane. And I guarantee you
Does he still play with Slaughter?
I'm sure he does. I mean, I don't know, but I'm sure that dude, this fucking guy. So Blas Elias, this is like back when like REM was big, Slaughter started to get big, and like hair metal was done. And Blas Elias was so fucking good looking that girls stopped looking at Michael Stipe. Can you imagine that?
Michael Stipe is not an attractive man.
Well, they did not know that back then. Rich. All right. The Trust, our good friend The Trust, he says...
Jed.
Oh, Jed. Jed says, Jaret goes to the movies. Since the movie is based on Judas Priest, if Tim Owens hadn't come along, would Jaret.29 have been available to fill in for Halford? So here's my thing. I actually can do...
I was expecting a yes and then move right on to the next question.
No. I can do certain metal. I can do Skid Row. I can do like that. I can do growly metal. But like that, like really like into your sinuses high voice.
That is really high, dude.
It is like really high, but I can mimic it
for a minute,
like for karaoke. But there's no way I could sing it. Like there's no way I could fucking do it. But that like Rob Halford is a goddamn beast, and he should be fucking credited as such. He's the best. Lance Elias asked this.
That's Blas's brother.
Yeah. How about the crazy Hollywood fake backstage and studio moments? They had so many real musicians involved. How did they not fix it in the script? Totally agree, Lance. I thought all of the backstage things, pretty much anything that dealt with them actually doing any sort of anything that was real was ridiculous. It seemed really storybooky. The backstage with the one guy, and all of a sudden his girlfriend gets back with the parents, but the brother isn't allowed. It's a little bit silly, but at the same time, I think they're just trying to tell a story. It seemed real Wayne's World-y to me.
I can answer this.
Okay, go ahead.
Studio execs and scriptwriters write this way before any of these people were involved. This is all set in stone. They've charted out storyboards where the camera angles are going to be. By the time the actors are involved in any of this, it's set. You can't change
it.
That.
Bothered me a bunch that every time Zakk Wylde was in the shot, he was shredding.
He was drinking 2 beers at once.
He was super cute.
he only drank 2 beers at once, but dude, that's a good name for a song, actually. Write that down, please, guys. He only drank 2 beers at once.
Noted.
What's wrong with him shredding?
He just shredded all the time. I don't know.
Why the fuck not?
Put on.
No. It was awesome.
Yeah.
Anytime he would, oh my God, him on stage, I would just get chills when he's just flipping his hair and he's got his feet so spread apart.
Dude.
How can poop not come out? You know, it's like that is.
And even if it did, he's wearing leather pants.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. It's like saddling the poop.
All right, next question.
John Jacobs. John Jacob Jingleheimer-Schmidt. His name is my name too. Whenever we go out, the people always shout, "Hey, John Jacob Jingleheimer-Schmidt." Na 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 na. John Jacob Jingleheimer-Schmidt. His name is my name too. Whenever we go out, the people always shout, "Hey, John Jacob Jingleheimer-Schmidt." Na 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 na. King Diamond. John Jacob Jingleheimer-Schmidt. His name is my name too. Whenever we go out, the people always shout, "John Jacob Jingleheimer-Schmidt."
Do you have strep throat?
No, I'm good. John Jacobs, how freaking amazing is the soundtrack? I seen Steelheart in concert 2 weeks ago, and they did their Steel Dragon songs from the movie, and amazing.
Those songs, had they not been in a movie, could have been hits for them.
Did Steelheart do the songs for this movie?
He's the singer for the songs.
Oh, Steelheart, that guy did that?
Who do you think could hit those notes?
I don't know. So
That's
here you
the
go.
Steelheart singer for doing those, and we all die young. That one where he like,
yeah, he's good, man. He's a growler,
fucking real good.
So here you go. The best music.
Wait, he's
in
a growler.
Movies. In that movie, he is. But like, Steelheart, like the in his band, he actually is like really smooth. I thought it was really growly in the movie, but
no, in the and we all die young song, he sings that low normal, and then he goes up high with the falsetto.
Yeah,
that's him.
Okay, that's good.
They had 2 different singers that sing. I think the growly one was a different singer.
So here you go. Best music in movies by made-up bands like Steel Dragon, The Lone Rangers, Airheads, and Eddie and the Cruisers. Well, I think the problem with Eddie and the Cruisers is that was John Beaver and the Beaver.
Vaginas?
John something in the Beaver Brown Band or something.
Oh, yeah.
You never saw Eddie and the Cruisers?
I did.
Airheads was. I did not know that Steelheart did this. That is crazy to me.
Are you fucking serious? You didn't recognize the voice from Angel Eyes?
I'll never let you go. You're always on my mind. You're all that I need. You're all I need. I'll never let you go. Hey, Kitty, go. Never ever let you go.
There it is. There it is. That is high. Wow. I'm impressed.
Thanks, man. Simon Glanfield said, maybe not point of conversation, but I'm going to name my top 5 so far. Now, this is the top 5 of our podcast. I like this.
Yep.
Number 5, Tombstone. Listen to the podcast just after rewatching the film. He likes it. So he's English, actually, because he says film. Number 4, Ace Ventura. Top film, in total agreement. How bad an actress is Sean Young. She's the
She's the worst.
Yeah, exactly. Number 3, The Notebook. Never seen film before, so watched it prior. Podcast had every emotion. That's because I cried.
Yeah, if you haven't seen The Notebook or listened to the podcast, you got to. That podcast was amazing.
Number 2, Guardians of the Galaxy. Film still not grabbed me yet, but cannot get the soundtrack out of my head. And number 1, National Lampoon's Vacation. Remember back in October, sat beside a pool in Bendiform on my holiday vacation, having people stare at me as I was pissing myself listening to the podcast. The rest they say is shit. So pissing himself doesn't mean he peed.
Do you want something cool about that?
Sure.
I am in all of those.
Yes, you are.
I made the cut.
You did it.
I got voted off by some other people, but that guy...
Why don't we take a minute and name our new supporters?
Voted me in.
Let's name our new supporters: David Dooley and Kenny Garamante. Let's trill that R. Garamante. We want to thank our producers: David Murray, Ashley C., Sheila Ray Wonder, Wendy Croft, Diane Small, and David Dooley.
He's new. David Dooley's new.
There's 2 David Dooleys, so you can never fucking know what happens.
Okay.
First of all, let's plug April again.
Okay. Breastcancercanstickit.org.
And thank you, April, for suggesting this movie. It's actually been a really fun night.
Yeah.
We had Casey and I had a fun time watching this one, and it's been a fun time, reviewing it as we do.
Best soundtrack ever. It even beats Guardians of the Galaxy.
I do actually think that this soundtrack is so good. I mean, this
really good.
Yeah, I mean, but I feel like it's also just the hits. Now, one thing that Brian told me is that this movie came out the same week as 9/11, and basically all things hurt a bunch. And so we do talk about that during our interview or whatever.
So let's reiterate the fact that the full interview is going to be on the Jaret Show.
So you can go to the Jaret Show on iTunes.
Yep.
And obviously, keep sticking around here as well. But that you can hear a little bit more of his insight into a lot of things, and that means Jennifer Aniston, and 9/11 and all that shit. So
awesome,
good stuff. But hey, I do want to thank April for suggesting this movie. We would have never done this movie had she not suggested it.
Right.
And I think that's what makes our podcast fun. Is that
Thanks, April.
You just never know what we're gonna do.
She gave me my first drumstick.
Oh, well,
and I actually forgot to learn how to play the drums.
Same with Christian. First drumstick was
super exciting.
her. Yeah.
I forgot to learn, but I respect it.
My first drumstick I bought at an ice cream truck in the 3rd grade, and
oh my god,
it was super chocolatey, and my favorite was the end of the I hate you too. I love you so much. Hey Rich, you want to end the podcast?
Yeah. Check us out at JaretGoesToTheMovies.com. Facebook, Jaret Goes to the Movies. YouTube, Jaret Goes to the Movies podcast. On Twitter, we are Jaret Movies. Subscribe on iTunes.
Please subscribe to whatever you're listening to this
rate
on.
Us. Go put some comments in there.
Give us a review. We would love that. Just rate us, give us a review, even if it's bad. But if it's bad and we find out who you are, we will shove a shampoo bottle straight up your ass. We'll see you down the road.